Maya Shea. We're here coming to you live on the ABC 13 stream in Missouri City. I am at the scene of a collision between an Amtrak passenger rail train and an 18-wheeler. Let me set the scene for you. We're here at Cravens Road and alternate 90. Right behind me is where the train tracks are, and that is the site of the collision. We're just west of the Sam Houston Parkway in the city of Missouri City. This entire crash happened just a couple of hours ago, and Sky Eye was over the scene shortly after the crash. There's an 18-wheeler in the video. It is the green trailer that made impact with this passenger train. Now,
how many people still ride Amtrak? How many people have ridden on a train over in the last, 6, 8 months? It's not a extremely viable way of transportation nowadays. Not a lot of people do Amtrak, and actually it's not a lot of places that still even have Amtrak around. I know back in Indiana there's a couple of spots where you can jump on the Amtrak, definitely one where I'm from, but not a lot of that here in California as I can tell. And it's just one of those means of transportation that's just starting to extremely fall off.
You don't hear a lot about passenger trains here in the Houston area because we don't have a lot that come through nearly as often as trains that carry cargo. But this specific train is an Amtrak passenger train from Los Angeles. Its final destination was in fact Houston, so it almost made it, stopping short just by about half an hour or so from its final destination right here in Missouri City. The Missouri City Fire Chief telling us it is too.
I had to take that back, actually. I do know that a friend of mine, she has taken the train from where we live here on the Central Coast up to Redding, California a couple of times. And because I dropped her off at the train station. So there is still a decent amount of people, I guess, still riding the railways, as it were. But it's just, maybe it's just something that I don't do a lot anymore. I used to do a lot back in when I lived in Indiana. But, lately it's just cars and planes.
Too early to tell who caused the crash, who is at fault, whether the lights were working, the arms were working, was anybody speeding, was all traffic.
In what way could the train be at fault? Train is one of those things that's pretty stationary, standard. The only way that a train could hit anything is if whatever it hit was on its track. So that in itself tells me that it would be more likely that the 18-wheeler was at fault than the train, but you never know. Maybe there could be some circumstances that caused the 18-wheeler to be on the tracks in a rightful way, but I highly doubt it.
Those followed, that's all too early to tell, but what's not too early to tell you is that the over 100 passengers on the train were shocked by what happened. We talked to a number of them. Some of them were actually asleep on the train, enjoying this leisurely ride when the crash happened. They have now all been transported by Metro buses to the final destination. They are on their way along with their luggage. But before they got on those Metro buses, I was able to speak with several passengers, and boy, do they have a story to tell, and here they are to tell it to you.
We can't hear. Somebody not doing a good job over at ABC.
The train, and then everything moved.
Were you scared, or what were you thinking?
No, I was kind of sleepy.
It woke you up?
Yeah.
Where were you guys from, or were you guys going?
We're coming from California to Houston.
So you were almost home when this happened, and almost there. Right?
Yeah, almost there. I just called my mom. I called my mom before, a couple of minutes before this thing happens, And I told her that we almost there for half an hour, and anything happens, But
Are you guys live here, or
we live in Silly.
Oh.
Yeah, we live in Silly. Yeah.
Do you ride the train a lot, Amtrak?
Yeah, we do that. This the third time. This third time.
This is so rare. What's going through your mind, having lived through a train ride like this?
This thing happens, I get scared in the plane, and now this thing happens in the train. But it was fine, this nothing happened to us, that's a main thing.
Again, that's a father and son duo who traveled for spring break back home to Houston. They live in the Sealy area. This is not the ending they were expecting, but they say they are confident they will make it home. I also talked to a young lady, 16 years old, who was riding the train alone from Los Angeles here. Her mom showed up here at the scene. They're also grateful to be together on their way home. That's certainly the silver lining in this situation. Right now, the initial indication is that the 18-wheeler was actually empty, so they was not carrying any sort of materials. So that is also some silver lining to this otherwise pretty big of a mess that's still ongoing behind me. They have the fire tape up. In fact, if you're going on the Beltway Southwest, need to go around the alternate 90 location. There are some blocked roads, so you can expect some sort of delay if you are on the access roads on alternate 90. Certainly be aware of that if you have to travel, but otherwise we will be here throughout the afternoon to cover it both on stream and on ABC 13 as needed. For now, we're live in Missouri City. Maya Shea, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
What are we talking about? I mean, we're dealing with a lot of problems with the way we travel around our country. Planes, trains, automobiles. We're having problems everywhere, and it's more a situation where we're just seeing a lot more because of social media and being able to upload things to YouTube and all these other places. So we're just getting a lot more information that we were getting before. So we're getting the knowledge that there's planes going down. We're getting the knowledge that there's trains that are derailing or hitting 18-wheelers. We're getting the knowledge that semi-trucks driven by immigrants are turning corners and causing fatal accidents. This is all part of the initiation of getting way more knowledge due to social media and all the other ways that you can get information nowadays. But the simple fact is that we're seeing major issues when it comes to all our modes of transportation, when it comes to all of the airplanes that we've seen crash or the delays at the airports that we're dealing with right now because of the government shutdown, when it goes to people driving their cars safely on highways, when it's a situation where there's people who shouldn't be on the highways with 18-wheelers and semi-trucks causing people to die. And then, of course, here, even on trains, which, with 100 people on a train, everybody's okay. And trains standardly are a fairly safe way to travel because, trains are massive and they weigh a lot. So, we noticed that even with this train accident, it looks like the semi-trailer caught more of the damage than the train did. So the people that were on it were safe, sleeping, didn't really cause a ruckus with them. But we have to come to some realization that our way of traveling is just continuously, I don't want to say under attack, but we just noticing that there's a lot more major problems there, a lot more major problems when it comes to our airplanes, our trains, and our automobiles, when it comes to all the recalls we have on our cars, when it comes to all the things that's going on with planes and traveling at airports right now. It's horrible. Government shutdown, second government shutdown, shutting down airports, people sleeping in airports all across the country. It's a big issue when it's affecting people's time and definitely when it's affecting their money. And luckily enough, nobody was hurt in this incident. It's not one of those situations where anybody was hurt. They definitely have to figure out who was at fault, but dollars to donuts, I'm going to have to say that the person who was driving the 18-wheeler shouldn't have been on the train tracks. If you're on the train tracks, bad shit happens. So you need to stay your ass off the train tracks. That's going to be the best way to keep you alive. All right, guys, we have to make sure that when we're traveling the safest way. And the fact is, no way to travel these days is actually 100% safe. All right, guys, I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. I am Chris Surratt. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Car Concierge Show. Please hit the like, share, subscribe button. Hit me in the DMs if you have any questions, and I'm out. Peace.